At this point, Code just needs to hang it up because this man is the biggest fraud in all of Boruto. So Boruto 2 Blue Vortex Chapter 15 is out, and a majority of it was storytelling and talking, but of course, they had to slip in Code getting humbled. But how did we get there? So we start the chapter off with Gar protecting the kids of his village against one of the Shinju members. And the one he's currently going against is Matsui, one of the Shinju members who was derived from Konohamaru's childhood friend. Now at this point, Gar is taking a near fatal blow, and even Matsui says that if he doesn't do something, he will be unalived. Of course, Gar, being the absolute goat that he is, doesn't want any of the kids to be harmed anyway though, so he doesn't really care, he just wants to protect them. And the way he's doing this is by encapsulating them all in sand and trying to send them away, but Shinki does break out of the sand in order to protect Gaara instead. And the way he does this is by actually busting through the sand and then using his own iron sand to essentially seal Gaara away. Now whenever he does this of course does leave him open, so they are actually able to turn him into one of those trees. However, even though he became a tree, the sealing jutsu he put on Gaara is so powerful, it still remains active, and even Matsuri seemingly can't bust through it. Which really just goes to show how powerful Shinki is and how devoted he is to Gaara. Now we cut from this and find out that the reason that we know this is because Kankuro is relaying this information over to Shikamaru. And through this report, we find out that Gaara is still alive thanks to Shinki's seal. However, Shinki is also the only one who can undo it, and just like Matsuri, no one can pierce through it and save Gaara. However, Gaara will still stay alive so long as he stays sealed away. Now that's basically the entire conversation between Shikamaru and Kankuro, but then we cut to Shinki's tree form being born and of course, being given the name Ryu as we had learned before. Immediately, Shinki is able to detect Code hiding in a cube right beneath him, and he pulls him out with the iron sand that comes off of his shoulder. However, once he pulls him out, no one really seems to care about him and simply tell him that he can unalive Boruto if he wants to. It doesn't really matter so long as Kawaki is alive to be eaten. Now, Code being Code tries to attack Jura by having his claw hand come out of a spot on Jura's chest, but Jura just casually blows off Code's arm, which yet again is Code just taking an L. At this point, I'm sure the authors just don't like Code because no matter what, every chapter he gets humbled. He then says that he'll be the one to eat the chakra fruit and escapes, but that's only because Jura lets him, because as he's sinking into his claw mark, no one even bats an eye, they just kind of let him go. And then the last thing we have so far is that Kawaki and Boruto are talking and they are going to team up at the very end of the chapter. However, we don't have those panels out yet. I'm sure there's going to be context leading up to exactly them teaming up and exactly how he's going to convince him, but the conclusion is the same. They're going to team up and he's going to teach him how he became as strong as he did in such a short amount of time. So who knows what's going to happen at this point. But if they do go down the same route that it was originally going to be with Kawaki versus Boruto, then at least we'll have some kind of explanation as to how Kawaki is able to keep up with Boruto, because currently, as we can all tell, they are nowhere near in the same league. But if Boruto teaches him all of his tricks, then yeah, he's gonna get up there and get up there pretty quick.